Shabbat Shalom, giving all praise and glory to the Most High Power, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. His words to be praised for everything. All praise and glory to his holy name. For another day closer to the kingdom, another day that we can go into these scriptures and edify ourselves through his word. All praise and glory to his holy word. As always, I'm going to start with Colossians 3 and 17 and welcome everyone that's here to listen and be edified. Colossians 3:17, whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all by Shama Mashiach Yahushua. Giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by Shama Mashiach Yahushua. So we thank the Most High by Shama Mashiach Yahushua, and everything that we say and do is going to be in the name of the anointed Savior. Mashiach Yahushua said, no man come to the Father but by him. There's no New Testament when he said it. Then you know that everybody been coming to the Most High by Shama Mashiach Yahushua. That's what men began to call on the Most High, Yahweh by Shama Mashiach Yahushua, through Enos, self-son, tells you that. So we're going to continue on how, we've been mingled among the heathen and learned their works. That's why I say, hey, welcome to class. So we're going to look at Jeremiah 3 and 23. And also, we became so wicked that our wickedness compares the ways of the wicked. We got to keep it real. Talk to wicked ones our ways. You know how it is. If you're old enough, you see, and then seeing the changes of everybody. They kind of like, we the salt of the earth, the flavor of the earth. So everybody kind of perpetrate their little wickedness or whatever they do from us. We put flavor in wickedness. So keep that in mind. Nobody gonna talk about that though. They'll talk about whatever's going on with these other nations that's wicked as ever, but they don't talk about the wickedness of Israel. But we're gonna bring it forth. Whatever it is, it's gonna come from this word. It's gonna be dealing with everybody, all of us. So Jeremiah 3:23 says what? Truly in vain, it's worthless, is salvation hope for from the hills and from the multitude of mountains. Truly is the Most High our power. Ours, a personal possessive pronoun showing ownership, is the salvation of Israel. Come on. And salvation is power, rulership, and authority. Point blank. That's what salvation is. You say you saved. You got to be saved from your enemies and from the hand of all that hate you. That's why I say the salvation. Well, we should be tapping into the Most High, because he says salvation, power, and authority is with the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, who was Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. Those 12 tribes, he say the power of Israel. That's why he say, truly in vain is salvation hoped for from the hills and from the multitude of mountains. These are kingdoms. No matter what we scattered in, and you hoping to see your salvation through any kingdom that we've been scattered in right now, salvation is, like he's saying, truly in the Most High. Our power is the salvation of Israel. Because the Most High is the only one going to determine when righteousness is going to come on this earth. No one else can determine when righteousness is going to come on this earth but the Most High, period. Power, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's right, man. So we have to look at trying to get back to him. It says, for shame have devoured the labor of our fathers from our youth, their flocks and their herds, their sons and their daughters. Shame. I can tell you, we have inherited the shame of our forefathers and not doing what the Most High told us to do and keeping his law, statutes, and commandments. We as the Israelites say we lie down in our shame. See, we lie down in our shame, and our confusion covereth us. It's really confusion when you ask brothers, what's your race? And they say something like other, or my race is Brooklyn. 128 different identities of who we are. That's confusion of faces. That's confusion, covereth us, man. For we have sinned against the Most High, our power. We and our fathers, from our youth even unto this day. That's powerful. From our youth even unto this day that we living in right now, and have not obeyed the voice of the Most High, our power. So ours, a personal possessive pronoun showing ownership, he could only be, like you say, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And Jacob is the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. That's who we say the power of. So if you're not of those 12 tribes, then he's not your power, period. So I said salvation is power from authority, right? Let's look at that. Let's go to the end. Because Matthew 24:3, the apostles asked the Mashiach a question. Matthew 24:3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, by themselves, saying what? Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world that we living in right now? There's going to be an end to this world that we living in right now. So Ezra wanted to know the same thing. In 2 Ezra 6, remember we talk about salvation. And verse 7, 2 Ezra 6 and 7, Ezra wanted to know the same thing. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first, the world we living in now, and the beginning of it that followed, and the world that's going to follow this world? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, right? For Esau is the end of the world. Now, the disciples asked him, when is the time that he's going to be coming? And when is the end of this world that we living in now going to happen? And just let you know here, but you can understand to the precept, he said Esau would have to be ruling during the end of this world. And he is ruling during the end of this world. And it says, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. So Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, see, Jacob, that represents the 12 tribes of Israel, is the beginning of it that followed. That's salvation right there in Jacob, right? Keep this in mind because we're going to look at it real closely here. So we talk about salvation, right? So when you look at Daniel's, one of my favorites, Daniel 7:18. Daniel 7:18. It says, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. So we got to define the saints. Psalms 148:14. He said the saints of the Most High are going to take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. So are the saints the Edomite kingdom that's ruling right now? Or no? Let's see. Psalm 148:14 defines who the saints are. He also exalted the horn, which is the power, like a bull's horn, a ram's horn, of his people. And it also gives you the definition of his people, the saints and his people. The praise of all his saints. Who are the saints? Even of the children of Israel. Who are we? Are people near unto him. Praise ye the Most High. Praise the Most High. So now, looking at Daniel 7:18, we're looking at salvation, right? Say salvation is of the Most High. Power of Israel, right? Daniel 7:18, but the saints who are the Israelites, we just proved that now, of the Most High, 12 tribes of Israel, shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever, right? Look at Daniel 2:44. Daniel's the second chapter in verse 44. And in the days of these kings shall the Most High power of heaven, Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. Yeah? The Most High going to set up a kingdom during the time of Esau's reign. Once he's out of power, like he said, Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. And in the days of these kings shall the most high power of heaven, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He said, that's his name forever and more to all generations, set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people. Hear that? The kingdom not going to be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. Because that's the only way that kingdoms come down is through warfare. That's why he said he's going to break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. Now, Daniel 7:27. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom that's going to stand forever under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, who we just defined in Psalms 148:14. Whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom. So the kingdom that's coming to Jacob, to the Israelites, the 12 tribes of Israel, he said, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. There it is. Now, let's go to 1 Corinthians. Salvation, right? Let's go to 1 Corinthians 15 and verse 24. It says, then cometh the end. Remember 2 times. The disciples asked Mashiach Yahushua, when's going to be the end of this world we living in now? And Ezra said the same thing. When's going to be the part of the time, the part of the Sunday, or the times that we living in right now, from this world to the world that's going to come after this world. So it says, then cometh the end. 1 Corinthians 15:24. Y'all talking about salvation. Say, then cometh the end. I say salvation is power, rulership, and authority. Then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to the Most High. Who? Even the Father. Khan. When he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. That's all power, rulership, and authority. He's going to put down all power, rulership, and authority. This is salvation. For he must reign just like the Egyptian kingdom, the Assyrian kingdom, the Babylonian kingdom, the Persian Mede kingdom, the Greek kingdom, the Roman kingdom, the Byzantine Empire, to the point of the Renaissance period until now. No kingdom came down without warfare. That's why he said, hey, then come at the end that we're living in now, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to the Most High, even the Father, that he is the Mashiach Yahushua, point blank. He's going to deliver up the kingdoms to the Most High, even the Father, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. How? Revelation 19:11. And I saw heaven open. It's a visit that John had on the island of Patmos when they sent him out there to die. They want there to crucify. It said, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. That's pure righteous power. And he that sat upon it was called faithful and true. This is a Mashiach Yahushua. And in righteousness, you know what righteousness is, right? Deuteronomy 6:25, Psalms 119, 172. Come on, righteousness is keeping of the law, statute, commandments of the Most High. In righteousness, he does judge and make war. You hear that? He coming to judge and make war. That's why he said he got a verse, 1 Corinthians 15:24, then cometh the end of the world we living in now. This is salvation, y'all. When he shall have delivered up the kingdom to the Most High, even the Father, when he shall have put down this salvation, all rule, everybody that's ruling in this world, and all authority that's ruling in this world, and power, all the power that's ruling in this world, all power, rulership, and authority, going to be set down through the power of Mashiach Yahushua when he comes to judge and make war. But he must reign till he had put all enemies under his feet. He ain't teaching this. He's not teaching this. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. Or they'll say the enemies is the devil or something like that, which is the devil. The devil reigning. They just don't know what devil means. Devil is deceitful, evil people, man. Devils, that is. Devil is deceitful, evil person. Devils are deceitful, evil people. And that's who's reigning. For he must reign till he have put all enemies under his feet. So he got enemies, y'all. They ain't teaching that. Churches. How much ever shall have enemies? Who killed them? Who put him to death? That's his friends. His friends put him to death. Huh? Talk to me. His friends put him to death. I don't think so. I don't think so. Shabbat Shalom. All praise to the Most High. So a white man put him to death. For he must reign till he have put all enemies under his feet. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. This salvation, y'all. For he have put all things under his feet. But when he said all things are put under him, it is manifest that he is accepted, which did put all things under him. Understand this, man. That's real hurtful when I think about the Most High gonna be accepted till he put down all these kingdoms and set righteousness on this earth and set up Mashiach Yahushua as the king for 1,000 years. Teaching those of the remnant that's going to be redeemed on this earth, man. That's what the Most High said. When he Most High take down all power, rules, and authority of this earth and set righteousness on this earth, it is manifest that he is accepted, which did put all things under him. And when all things shall be subdued under him, it's going to take 1,000 years. You're going to teach this laws, statutes, and commandments, think it is not important to us, Israelites, and everybody else, or they're going to perish, point blank. Point blank, that's what the Bible talking about. Y'all need to come back to righteousness, so he's going to kill you, straight up. You come back to what he said, he wrote those laws with his finger, you're going to think it's not valid? Better think again. And when all things shall be subdued under him, that 1,000 years of the Mashiach said going to reign, showing us of the Most High. You think it's important? That's why I'm giving you a head start before you get there. Hopefully we get there. When all things are subdued unto him, then shall the Son also himself be subject unto him that put all things under him, that the Most High, Yahweh may be all in all. The power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob going to be all in all. That's what this is all about. Prove me wrong. That right there, that scripture right there, 1 Corinthians 15 and 28, that's what this whole thing is about. No more, no less. Or prove me wrong. Tell me you know something that's more important than the Most High being all in all. I'll wait, but I ain't hold my breath. You try to come with something, man. Hebrews 10, 31 says it's a fearful thing to fall in the hands of living power. All praise to the Most High. About showing myself the other side. That's what it's all about. So now, salvation is what he says, hope for in vain, man. That's why he say, look. It's amazing because, people take this lightly, man. This is real, man. This is a real deal. And I have to pray because I've seen what the Most High is doing, man. It's like he's jacking people up, man. And to tell you this, man, Amos 5 and 18, it say, woe, that means destruction unto you that desire the day of the Most High, the day of the Mashiach Yahushua, when he come back in righteousness and judge and make war. To what end is it for you? The day of the Most High is darkness and not light. It's going to be all kind of darkness because it's going to be all this destruction that's going to be on this earth. You ain't going to see no sun, no moon, no stars. You ain't going to see nothing but destruction. Like when when the Twin Towers came down, all that soot that was in the air, that's what he's talking about going to be happening in this world, man. But y'all think it's going to be all, I don't know where y'all might still have a Christian type of mindset or something, man. He said, whoa, destruction to you that desire the day of the Most High. Like some of y'all be talking about, I can't wait till the Most High come back. And you ain't been in this no time. Or as long as you've been in it, you still ain't spiritual enough to realize how we got to bow down to the Most High. You ain't even talk about the Most High. He ain't even in your conversation. But yet still you talking about, hey, wait till the Most High come. You're going to do this, you're going to do that. You ain't going to do nothing, man. Scripture say, don't make thyself one of the number. We done sinned against the Most High, man. And then he said what? Woe, destruction unto you that desire the day of the Most High. To what end is it for you? The day of the Most High is darkness and not light. You hear that? As if a man did flee from a lion. You running from a lion, got away from the lion, and a bear met him. A ferocious bear met you. You done ran up, got away from the lion, then a bear met you. He say, and went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. Dang, man. Can't get away, no matter how you look at it. It say, shall not the day of the Most High, while Mashiach Yahushua Hayam be darkness and not light, even very dark, and no brightness in it? Come on, y'all better hear what he's saying. Y'all think everything gonna be like peaches and cream, man. We got to go through Jacob's trouble, and some gonna go through it worse than others because you still gonna be dipped in the fiery furnace of affliction because you ain't been dipped in the fiery furnace of affliction enough. In the eyes of the Most High, shoot, man, we offended the Most High. Y'all think you're gonna get away from offending him and it's gonna be okay? It ain't okay, man. I don't care if you've been in this, you still get afflicted. You still got to go through something, man. You say, hey, you're going to be hated for his name sake. When you go through this, you look at what it is that these scriptures really talking about, and y'all looking at some kind of, y'all some love Israelites, I'll say, for a better word. Man, I don't see it. Except for if you really tap into the Most High. It's real simple. This is not a hard thing. You tap into him, then, hey, who is it that you praying to? Huh? Who you praying to? You praying to him, but yet still, once you finish praying, then you all about the world. Your whole conversation, your whole world is about the world, the world, the world. You know, I had a conversation all day today about the Most High. It was powerful. All praise to the Most High. Me and Shaka woke up dropping it, man. I mean, just going in, man. I mean, just feeding each other. Iron sharpening iron, just going in it, man. That's so powerful when you understand what I'm talking about and how powerful it is, man, and the blessing that come with it. Most High said his name is jealous. If we put ourselves above him, come on, you can't put yourself above him and don't really even realize you're doing it. That's what's so sad. Your feelings, your emotions, your desires, this, that, and the third, man. Come on. What's the difference between us and the damn Christian sanity people? If we ain't learning to live and apply this in our life, that's what it is that he said we're supposed to be doing. What you learn it for, if you ain't gonna really apply it in your life, just say what about? It's about. I said, look, Amos 5:14, he said, seek good and not evil. What's good? Y'all know what's good. Seek good, he said. Seek good. Romans 7:12. Show you what's good. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy and just and good. Seek good. Seek the commandments. Seek the laws of the Most High. Give us 613 laws. All the laws don't pertain to a man. All the laws don't pertain to a woman or a child. You see? 613 laws, moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws, and sacrificial laws. You know, even though we're not dealing with the sacrificial laws, we still have to learn the sacrificial laws. Because if you read the New Testament, I just went over this last lesson, how Mashiach Yahushua, and I'm going to go over it more, how Mashiach Yahushua went to the law to be able to tell someone what they had to do pertaining to if he healed them. Or if he did something, he say, what does the law of Moses say? So where you got to go to find the law of Moses? In the first 5 books of the Bible. So how you going to call yourself being Christ-like and you ain't doing what he say do? Or you don't even know where to go to see what he's saying and get understanding. If he say, go do what the law says, where you going? When you talk, you ain't under the law. Oh, you ain't got to worry about that. That's right. Y'all talk y'all Gentiles anyway. So if you talk to Gentiles, that's what the Jewish people have to do to you in your mind, right? In Christian insanity, right? And you the Israelite. Come on, man. Make that, y'all got to make it make sense. That's why I say, seek good. Amos 5:14. Seek good. Seek the laws, seek the commandments of the Most High, and not evil. Not, following after this world that don't keep the laws and the commandments of the Most High. Teach the laws and the commandments of the Most High, that ye may live. Seek the commandments, seek the laws of the Most High, and not evil, that ye may live. Because if you don't, then you're going to die. And so the Most High, the power of hosts, power of army of angels, hosts mean army of angels, shall be with you. And ye as ye have spoken. Hate the evil. Hate the ones that's not dealing with the laws and the commandments of the Most High, being evil with no understanding. Because understanding keep you depart from evil. And love the good, love the commandments, love the laws of the Most High, and establish judgment in the gate. It may be that the Most High power of host, power of army of angels will be gracious unto the remnant of Joseph, the northern tribes, y'all. Joseph represent Ephraim, is the head tribe of the northern tribes, man. That's, simple. It's like Jacob represent all 12 tribes of Israel. The name will change. Israel represent Joseph here represent the northern tribes. You see? And we all could take heed to what's being said, even if we not of the northern tribes. Because it's still gonna be the same thing. Ain't nothing to do. Salvation. Isaiah 14:1. Isaiah 14:1. But the Most High, I don't like to use that word Lord because that goes back to Baal. You understand? But the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob will have mercy, which is not getting something you do deserve to get, on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel. So how do you get anybody else in that? When he say the Most High gonna have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. So how you get anyone else in that? And set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Now, the Most High gonna set us in our own land. He gonna purify that land over there while he have the Euphrates rivers drying up. That the kings of the east gonna come through and they gonna have the war of Armageddon. And he gonna burn through that war. You gonna have fire. The war what brings forth the destruction in war. Fire. The missiles gonna be shot into the ends of the earth. I tell you that, man. I mean, let's get a little bit of that. Let's go to if you don't mind, Wisdom of Solomon 5. We can start at verse 20. Wisdom of Solomon 5:20. Let's look at that one. It say, his severe wrath shall be sharpened for a sword, and the world shall fight with him against the unwise. They're gonna fight with him on the other side. Then shall the right aiming thunderbolts, only thing we think of as missiles, go abroad. And from the clouds, where the clouds at? Up in the sky, from the clouds. As from a well-drawn bow, shall they fly to the mark. The missiles, I mean, you gotta look at, they shoot missiles from the ground and out of planes and so forth. These missiles coming out of the clouds as a well-drawn bow. I mean, you gotta look at it. He's taking the missiles and put them like in a bow and arrow. Yeah. God, it says, shall they fly to the mark? And hailstones. Okay, how you gonna fight this? And hailstones full of wrath. That's hailstones coming from the sky. I don't know. It say Most High rain down hailstones that weigh 75 pounds apiece. Hailstones full of wrath shall be cast as out of a stone bow. Come on, man, a stone bow and arrow. That's bending it. Think about it. A stone bow and arrow. It got the missiles in the middle of the wire. Shooting them. Come on now. And hailstones full of wrath shall be cast as out of a stone bow. They ain't coming down like they normally come down, as cast out like a stone bow, like he's pulling them back and shooting them down to the earth. And the water of the sea shall rage against them. Now you got to deal with tidal waves and typhoons and so forth. You ready for that? Are you really ready for that? Y'all say y'all getting ready. You ready for that? He said, and the water of the sea shall rage against them, and the flood shall cruelly drown them. Ooh. So you got to deal with this. This warfare. These are the things that's happening during the time that Mashiach is coming back to set up a righteous kingdom. Not only that, he said, verse 23 said, yeah, a mighty wind, a tornado, hurricane, shall stand up against them. You hear this? That's why I say, when y'all look at all the things as they imagine in their mind that's going to happen, what's the weapons that's going to fight this? Their harp? They're going to use harp against the Most High? Mashiach size destruction that he's bringing and say, yeah, a mighty wind shall stand up against them, and like a storm shall blow them away. And like a storm shall blow them away. Thus iniquity shall lay waste the whole earth, and ill dealing shall overthrow the thrones of the mighty. Mashiach say, hey, he said he's gonna bring him down, man. What's he gonna do when he come for you? Y'all ready for that? Better recognize, man, this is serious as serious could be. People playing around acting like it's gonna be all right. It ain't gonna be all right. Unless you really in the spirit with the Most High. Real for real, because he got something for you. All of us, if we ain't right. That's what I'm telling you. Who better to be in tight with than the Most High? Better recognize, man, it's serious. Go to Jeremiah 30. Jeremiah 30, 23. Behold, the whirlwind of the Most High goeth forth with fury, a continuing whirlwind. You have to understand, this is something like we never experienced. Like they're talking about, this is the hottest summer in some places right now. This whirlwind gonna be something like this, like a tornado. Or coming from the sea is what? Hurricanes, typhoons. I mean, just swirling around. Whirlwind of the Most High going forth with fury. A continuing whirlwind. Means it's not gonna stop. A continuing tornado. A continuing tidal wave, a continuing hurricane. It shall fall with pain upon the head of the wicked. So only way you wicked is you ain't doing what the Most High tell us to do, keeping his laws, statutes, commandments, man. The fierce anger of the Most High, while Mashiach Yahushua can't leave him out, because he coming to judge and make war, shall not return until he have done it. When he gonna do it? And until he have performed the intents of his heart. You hear that? That's the intents of the Most High's mind. When are you going to do it? In the latter days, ye shall consider it. Better recognize, man, we're the last days. What you going to do when that happen with you? How you going to fight that? What's the weapons of war for that? Man. That's why going back to Jeremiah 14:1. Salvation right here. Mashiach have taken down all power, rulers, and authority, as we read, 1 Corinthians 15:24, and Isaiah 14:1. For the Most High, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob will have mercy. You're not getting something you do deserve to get on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers, these other nations outside of the 12 tribes of Israel, who were Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar, shall be joined with them. These other nations outside of those 12 tribes I just named going to be joined with us. If you're not of the 12 tribes of Israel, there's going to be a remnant that's going to be saved of the 12 tribes of Israel. 2/3 is going to be done away with. That's why he said in 2 Ezra 9:22, he said, let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain. He said, let my grape and my plant be kept, for with great labor have I made it perfect, man. He said, a stranger, these other nations that's outside of those 12 tribes of Israel shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. They're going to be cleaving to us. Ain't no more Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, all that's done away with in the kingdom. It said, and the people shall take them, the remnant of the nations, and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Most High for servants and handmaids, men slaves and women slaves, in a righteous kingdom. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. That's what it's telling us. What we're going to do with that? And it shall come to pass in the day that the Most High shall give thee rest, because this is not our rest right now, from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. Who is that? Who can say that's them as a nation beside us? Can nobody say that? That's us right there. We had sorrow, fear, hard bondage, straight up. But he don't take it away from us, man. That's why it's so important to work towards this, because nothing's more important, man. You're trying to make it to the kingdom, and our names being written in the book of life. Revelation 21:4. The Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. It's the Most High, man. I love this, man. He's going to wipe away all tears from our eyes. And there shall be no more death. And we got to die no more. Neither sorrow, like you just said, man. We've been a lot of sorrow. No crying. Ain't going to be no crying no more. Neither shall there be any more pain. No more pain in these mortal bodies, man. For the former things are passed away. And he that sat upon the throne said, behold, I'll make all things new. See, I'll make all things new. And he said unto me, write, for these words are true and faithful. All praises to the Most High. By some of myself, the other side. That's right. Come on. Isaiah 34. Isaiah the 34th chapter. Better recognize y'all. Verse 1. Come near, ye nations, and hear, and hearken, listen, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Most High, while Mashiach Elohim is upon all nations. You hear that? The indignation. How you love everybody? Get some love out of this. How you love every nation? How you love everybody? When he said, for the indignation of the Most High over Mashiach Yahushua is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. What armies we have as Israelites? He said his fury upon all their armies. What army do we have? Huh? Talk to me. Because y'all want to say it's us. We ain't got no armies. The only thing that's going to happen is the ones that's in the army, most I might have mercy on those that's in Esau's army. Maybe. I don't know. He says that his fury is upon all their armies. He have utterly destroyed them. You hear that? Like I'm telling you, ain't gonna be no more Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, none of that. He have utterly destroyed them. How you think salvation gonna come on this earth? They're gonna fight. Just telling you, they're gonna fight. Get some love out of this, man. There's no love. He said, he have utterly destroyed them. Who's the them? The armies, their armies, plural. He have utterly destroyed them. He have delivered them to the slaughter. That's why they're going to be cleaving to us. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. He said, and all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, like that scroll back there. Don't that look like when they dropped the bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan? Hey, it's gonna be like a scroll. That's the only thing you could define it with. If you look at it, that's what it looked like. That's a scroll back there. It'll be rolled together like a scroll. Like that atom bomb when they dropped on the Japanese and all their hosts, all their armies, Navy, Marines, Air Forces shall fall down as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. This is what we say, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. And I have the definition of Idumea. It's going to come down upon Idumea. Remember, it's no different than remember what we read in 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, for those that were here. Esau is the end of the world. Now, here it's saying the sword will come down upon Idumea. So when you look up the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, or any dictionary for that matter, Idumea, it says Idumea, pertaining to Edom, Greek and Roman name for Edom. So this is for his sword will come down upon the superpower of earth, the Caucasian race, Europeans. It says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. That's what he's telling you, man. He's telling you point blank, the people of his curse to judgment. The sword of the Most High is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness. You got to deal with the Most High on this. Like we have to deal with the Most High from the beginning of our sin and going into captivity after captivity after captivity after captivity. Nobody care about that because nobody care about us. This future prophecy, the sword of the Most High is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of the lambs and the goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams, for the Most High has to sacrifice in Basra, the capital city of the Edomites, in a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. You better understand, man. That's future prophecy. Isaiah 66 and 15 and 16. How the Most High love everybody. If he's, from what you're hearing here, he could be killing people. Through a Mashiach Yahushua, that one y'all call Jesus, but it ain't him. He ain't coming back. It ain't him. Ain't talking about him. It was drawn about 1930 by Warner Solomon. Get out of here, man. That's crazy. It's sad, but it's real because y'all been lied to. Everybody been lied to. That's why it would behoove you to learn what it is that we're teaching. What this Bible really talking about. Isaiah 66 and 15. Stop dealing with that feel-good type of whatever feeling y'all have and being in these dang on Christian Saturday madness, and then you come out of it and you still got that same spirit. When you gotta be, man, you gotta get ready, because the Most High gonna visit every last one of y'all that he ain't visit to chastise you, to know, let you know he love you. We chastise you, people run. You get a chastisement, then people run. They get a little pain and scared. They get scared, something happened, they run. You better read about that woman in 2nd Maccabees 7th chapter. Her and her 7 sons. She watched all 7 sons get tortured and die and say, we got another body that the Most High got for us. Don't worry about it. She watched all 7 of her sons die. You supposed to be so macho? Man, shoot. Y'all better recognize, man. Eleazar, man, he was 90 years old. All he had to do was just eat some lamb in the place of some pork or something that was abominable. He said, no, man, I lived all this time. These are examples that we have, man. A lot of y'all scared, man. Y'all afraid, man. Y'all ain't really real. Especially many men I done seen and women I done seen come in and go, man. Come on. You got to endure until the end, regardless of whatever go down. You know? All praise to the Most High. Shama Mashiach Yahushua. Isaiah 66 and 15. For behold, get some love out of this. The Most High, while Mashiach Yahushua, he sent a Mashiach Yahushua, will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind again. So in that whirlwind gonna be fire. In that tornado gonna be fire. Y'all seen fire tornadoes, right? Whirlwind, like a hurricane going in a circle. Choo. He come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. But by fire and by his sword will the Most High plead with all flesh. And the slain of the Most High shall be many. Understand this. Daniel 2:44. Daniel 2 and 44. He gonna kill those they love, right? He love everybody. Y'all think Most High all love? I mean, look at this man. Y'all think the Most High all love? Y'all got a whole another type of doctrine going on that it's not coinciding with the Bible. Daniel's 2:44. And in the days of these kings that's ruling now, shall the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob set of heaven, the Most High power of heaven, set up a kingdom which shall never, hear that? Which shall never be destroyed. He gonna set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. Never, ever, ever, ever be destroyed. You know? And the days of these kings that's ruling on this earth shall the Most High power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. So we got next forever and ever and ever. When the Spirit gave me in the 90s, man, who got next? We got next. What we gonna do? Take the kingdom. Then we got next. I was in Atlanta. The Spirit said, when? Nobody can answer because nobody knew the answer. Everybody's looking around. Nobody said anything because all we knew was who got next? We got next. What we gonna do? Take the kingdom. I say, when? No. I say, when? Nobody can answer. They said, nobody can answer. They said, now. Everybody said, now. Then I said, how? Nobody can answer because we never said that before. All we ever said was who got next? What we gonna do? I said, how? They said, nobody can answer because we never said anything. It wasn't for cadences. I said, Bashalom Mashiach Yahushua. That's why you hear who got next? We got next. What we gonna do? Take the kingdom. When? Now? How? Bashalom Mashiach Yahushua. All praises to the Most High. Bashalom Mashiach Yahushua. Because I didn't plan that. I didn't get up there and all of a sudden knowing that I'm gonna say that. Like certain things that happen when I'm teaching. I can't take no credit for that. All praise to the Most High. Because I said when I did it, I didn't even know the answer myself. The Spirit told me to say whatever I said. You know, because I hadn't planned it. That's how the Spirit worked, man. All praise to the Most High. But you see what it's saying? In the days of these kings, shall the Most High power of heaven set up a kingdom. All praises to the Most High, which shall never be destroyed. That's our kingdom, y'all. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people. You hear that? The kingdom ain't gonna be left to other people. But it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms. It's going to break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, man. And it shall stand forever. It's going to stand forever. It's going to stand forever. That's what he's telling us, man. This kingdom gonna stand forever, man. That's why I said we got next forever and ever 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 and never and ever 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 and ever. That's right, man. You hear what I say? And it shall stand forever. That's why it's worth working toward that kingdom, man. Well, people come in and go, man. I see people come and go, man. They ain't trying to endure to the end, man. It's sad because the Most High visit them, and that's, they jacked up, man. If you love, you're gonna chance, you're gonna get that, you're gonna get it. They just speed it up. That's they jacked up, man. Daniel's 12:1. Daniel's 12:1. Y'all don't. I digress. I'm trying. I love what I do. So sometimes I get excited. I have to calm myself down. Daniel's 12:1, and at that time shall Michael, the archangel of war, stand up, great prince, was standing for the children of thy people. You hear that? We got a archangel Michael that stands for the children of the Most High, the 12 tribes of Israel. That remnant, ain't talking about the 2/3. That remnant, he's standing for the 1/3 of the 12 tribes of Israel, man. And there shall be a time of trouble. You hear that? That's Jacob's trouble, y'all. Gonna be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation. You hear that? Jacob's trouble gonna be a time that has never been since we were a nation. Even to that same time. But remember what it said first. Michael, the archangel of war, gonna stand up for us, the 12 tribes of Israel, that remnant. That's why I say, when you look at the things like they keep on saying race wars, this, how you gonna fight Michael, the archangel of war? What's your method of fighting him? You hear what it said? And at that time of Jacob's trouble shall Michael, one angel, the archangel of war, stand up. The great prince was standing for the children of thy people. He's standing for us, the 12 tribes of Israel. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that time, that same time. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered. You hear that? At that time, our people going to be delivered. The 12 tribes of Israel, man. Every one that shall be found written in the book. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake. Those that have transitioned going to awake. Some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. Better believe this, man. That's why it's so important, man, for us to get our lives together and actually apply these scriptures in our life. Live it, learn it, live it, and apply it in our life. And don't be digressing and following something that's contrary to where we should be as an Israelite, man. Or you're going to find yourself in everlasting contempt. For real, for real. It's not a hard thing. It's just we try to make it, to be the way we want it to be. Most I have no respect to persons, man. Me, you, no, he got respect to us as a nation. He got respect to Israel. That's what Exodus 2:25 said. He got to respect the person. People think you got to be special with them because who they think they are. That's pride, man. Shoot, I ain't got no special person. Shoot, I'm trying to make it like everybody else. Well, you got to humble yourself, man. Look, that's something. All praise to the Most High. Bashem Mashak side. Woo. Wow. Y'all look at this, because I'm going somewhere, but he took me somewhere else. Y'all know what I just said, right? We looking at Hebrews 12 and 6. A lot of times I'll be, like I said, I can't take no credit for nothing, because I know I plan on going somewhere else, but he took me here. And I'll turn the page to go somewhere. I'm right here, and I'm looking like, wow, okay. And when I see that, I'll give the Most High all the glory, because I know it ain't me. Hebrews 12 and 6. You think about what I just said and what this says. For whom the Most High loveth, he chasteneth, and scourges every son whom he received. This ain't no easy task, y'all. This ain't no religion. You understand? He said, for whom the Most High loveth, he chastens and scourges every son whom he receiveth, man. If you endure chastening, you're gonna deal with being dipped in the fiery furnace of affliction. The Most High dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? Who is it that didn't go through something? I mean, if you think you done been through enough, you done did this, that, and the third. When you read Isaiah 53 and 10, the Most High said it pleased him the bruise of Mashiach Yahushua, his only begotten son. So who are we? Not to know that you're gonna go through something. This ain't no religion now. You come in here and feel good, this, that, and the third. Oh, now I'm going to somebody, daddy, somebody, he went to heaven. That's what you're gonna say, he went to heaven. Lying, don't know where nobody went. Especially they ain't found the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. How you can be blessed and you ain't doing what he say do? Y'all need to quit it, man. That's why we were mingling among the heathen and learn their works, man. Most High give us no religion. Sit up there talking about they know where he went. You don't know nothing. You don't even know what this is saying, man. He said, if ye endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons. Come on, man, you're going to be dealt with. That's why in the kingdom, there ain't going to be no more sorrow and crying and pain and suffering and all this, man. Shoot, we offended the Most High. Would you think you're just going to get to the kingdom without going through something? All of us got to go through something. Ain't nobody escaping this. Come on. But some of you come in there, you still got the mindset of dang on religion. You ain't been dipped in the fiery furnace affliction a lot at all. Point blank. Well, I'm cool. I ain't nothing wrong with me. Okay, well, listen what he say. If you endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? You got to have some testimonies of being chastened. But if ye be without chastisement, well, all are partakers. You hear that? He said, if you be without chastisement, whereas all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons or daughters. Come on, man. If you ain't chastised, you say, then you bastards. He ain't none of your father and not sons. Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reverence, respect to the utmost. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live? You know? In other words, he could take you out. Should we not be subject to the Most High power of spirits and live? But they verily, Salakia Most High, that goes back to Amen, Salakia. For they, I'm gonna cross that out so I don't be saying it. That goes back to Amen. They put it in there. So you know. And Truly, I used to say that word in reference to that word, but they still go back to Amen. So Salakia Most High. It's like for a few days, because you don't need that word, but they, for a few days, chastened us after their own pleasure. But he, for our profit, see, we being chastised for our profit. Because what if you don't be chastised and then next thing you know, your chastisement is thrown in the lake of fire? Huh? That's what it's talking about. Look, What he said in verse 9, the last part, we not say, shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live? Because otherwise, if you're not, you're a bastard, you could be put to death. That's what it's saying. For we, for a few days, for a father, our biological father or stepfather, however, for a few days, chasten us after their own pleasure. But he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. And you know what holy is. We define that in Romans 7 and 12. The law is holy, and the commandment holy and just and good. That we might be partakers of his laws and commandments, y'all, which is holiness. Now, no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous. Yeah, because you ain't really, been dealt with. That's why people they come in this truth, they look at, oh, I'm going through the same thing as me as an elder going through. No, you don't know what I've been through. And brothers that's been in this truth for a long time, over 30-something years, what we have been through. At least I know I can speak on myself personally, being dipped in the fiery furnace of affliction. It ain't over. I hope it's over. I pray to the Most High it would be over, but hey, I don't know. You say now, no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous. Yeah, it does. But grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. When you exercise righteousness in your life, man, you're going to have that peace, man. That's a special peace that he's talking about. Everybody don't know about that peace. Everybody don't have this peace. And it's sad because you can't give nobody this peace because he tell you in John 14. I mean, if they would really look at, coming back, teaching our people to come back to the Most High's law, statutes, commandments, instead of saying we not under his commandments. That's saying like, you don't care about the Most High. Don't make it mean something different. He the one that wrote the laws with his finger. That's like saying his work is in vain, man. And you don't fear the Most High. You ain't scared of the Most High. Until he visits you, then they be talking about what? Oh my God, oh. They be screaming then. Better understand. St. John 14:27. This that peace we want. This the peace you should want, man. It's a peace, it's a peace that maintains you through it all. It's a special, special peace that a lot of people don't have, and they want other people to make them have the peace that is talked about here when Amashai said, peace I leave with you. My peace I'll give unto you. Not as the world gives. See, the world, you want somebody in the world to give it to you. They can't give you this peace. This is a very special peace, man. Not as the world giveth, he's saying, give I unto you. Let not your heart, your mind, the way you think, your thoughts be troubled. Neither let it be afraid. We just got to fear the Most High. He don't give us a spirit of fear, but a power and a sound mind, it says. So it say, neither let it be afraid. That's what he's saying, man. What's he going to do, though? Well, we have to get out of our emotions. I know that. There's going to be a lot of people that's going to be sitting on chariots, man. He gonna bring you down into the wilderness. Like he said, he's going to purge them rebels out, man. Y'all going to be sitting up there, got an attitude, and he's going to purge you out, boy. You're like, why me? Why me? Why not you? Why not me if I'm off? You know what I mean? Why not everybody that's off? We off, we're going to be dealt with, period. That's why we got to stay focused. Let nobody take you off your plight to make it to the kingdom, man. He talks about that big time. Psalm 19 and 7. Psalm 19 and 7. The law of the Most High is perfect, converting the soul. See? Changing the soul, changing you. The testimony of the Most High is sure. making wise the simple. That's why they wonder how, you know, we have the knowledge of understanding. How are we standing before everybody, bringing forth the understanding of this truth? We're supposed to be the simple, you know. The statutes of the Most High are right, rejoicing the heart, rejoicing the mind. This is where you get your rejoicing from. And if you don't go into these scriptures and feel what it is that these scriptures are saying, then you don't have that peace, man. When you get that peace, man, that's a special peace. Pray for that peace, man. That's beautiful, man. The statutes of the Most High are right, rejoicing in the heart. The commandment of the Most High is pure, enlighten the eyes. That's why you look at we in Psalm, go to Psalm 30 and 5, I think. No, Proverbs 30 and 5. Select. Proverbs 30 and 5. Yeah. Hold there, we're gonna come back there. It says, every word of the Most High is pure. He is a shield, that's protection of them that put their trust in him. He's a shield to those that put their faith in him. You know, when you put the faith in him is to do what he say, dude, you can't be wicked and say you got faith in the Most High. Think about that. I got faith. Faith, and they got faith in their Jesus. That's not the Most High. But then now you say you got faith in the Most High, you have faith in Jesus. I'm talking about faith in the Most High, man. That trust is faith in the Most High. Oh, Mashal Shai said in what, Mark 11:22, he said, have faith in the Most High. Straight up. He the power. Shoot, who the power? The Most High is the power. Shoot, forever and ever and ever. That's why going back to Psalms 19, verse 8. The statutes of the Most High are right. Rejoice in the heart. The commandment of the Most High is pure. Like every word of the Most High is pure, enlighten the eyes. Now, they've tampered with the Bible somewhat. That's why it's not that much that you really have to look at as far as my teachings are concerned, you know. They added their God, B-A-A-L in here, which is L-O-R-D. And, you know, I've learned that V-E-R-I-L-Y goes back to A-M-E-N, and A-M-E-N is the last name of the Greek god Zeus. The fear of the Most High is clean, enduring forever. And God, G-O-D, is a Germanic word that was created around the 5th century A.D. by the Europeans. You know, a Germanic word. They created that word, you know. They took dog and spelled it backwards and came up with God. And y'all still calling on them, regardless of you saying God, you're still calling on them. Don't matter, like Santa Claus, Satan Claus. I mean, same thing. Move the letters over, you got the same thing. They play semantics with words, man. It's just, we don't really know because they're leaked. They take the, I mean, they had our Bible for how many years before we got it to be able to understand its truth? Think about it. Think about it. We can really read it, and we start reading and tell somebody to read the Bible to this day, and they can't read it and understand it. Has to be taught. Got to be taught. But yet still, our people to go against us, and they don't even know the Bible. You say, what does it mean? They don't know. But they ain't never seen it before. They ain't really went there, you know? That's why Isaiah 29:10. What does it say? For the most I have poured upon, for the most I have poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep. That's ignorance, not knowing. To the point he calls you stupid and have closed your eyes. Even though you see what you see, you still are in darkness. Deep sleep is darkness, ignorance. And when he told Esau to get into darkness, in Isaiah 47:5, he put the people in gross darkness, gross ignorance until this day. Straight up. Because all you that got these other Bibles outside the King James 611 Bible, I went through that many a times and showed you the scripture that they took out. So if they took out scripture, you think they ain't put in? And they had an opportunity to have our Bible all this time? For the most I have poured upon you hopefully not you, the spirit of deep sleep, and have closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers, have he covered. That's why these preachers ain't no preachers to the Most High. They ain't no prophets to the Most High. You say, and the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed. Why you give them the Bible, and you'll see it tomorrow. Say, hey, well, here a Bible. Show me what you're talking about. They'll start running their mouth and they'll put the Bible on their arm or give it back to me. They'll turn 3 pages and they'll realize that they don't know. They don't even know what they're saying. They'll be able to find what they're saying in the Bible because they ain't been taught the Bible. You say, and the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned. He got a double doctorate degree in theologian. He went to theologian school, which is seminary school, right? They go in dumb and they come out dumber. Really, I have to say that because a lot of you that have been indoctrinated with Esau's curriculum, y'all like deal with. I remember I look at a lot of people, man, they can't really see this. He ain't calling them because y'all been programmed. You got to be deprogrammed. You got to forget about all that y'all learned because this is a whole nother different curriculum right here. Precept upon precept, he said. Precept upon precept, line upon line upon line, here a little and there a little. Go back to the chapter before this. Isaiah 28, tell you, man. 10 down, man. I tell you, man. And the vision of all has become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed. The book is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. Surely you know what it's talking about, because you're a Jehovah's Witness. Read this, I pray thee. Surely you know what it's talking about, because you're Catholic. Read this, I pray thee. Surely you know what it's talking about, because you Church of Christ. Surely you know what it's talking about, you Lutheran, you this religion, whatever religion, right? Church of God in Christ all your life, okay? Read this, I pray thee. He learned, got his double doctorate degree. Read this, I pray thee. And he said, I cannot. Why? For it is sealed. And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I am not learned. Okay, read Revelation 12:1. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and the crown of 12 stars on her feet. What does that talk about? Read this, I pray thee. And he said, I am not learned. Wherefore the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth, because we got the zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. And with their lips do honor me, praise the Most High. He be praising them, right? They probably don't say the Most High, they probably say something else, G-O-D or whatever. That's why he said, wherefore the Most High said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth, and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart, their mind far from me. That's why they say we ain't under the law, but we under grace. Think about it. He wrote the laws with his finger. He said, hey, but as much as the people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart, their mind far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men. It has nothing to do with the Most High. That's why he told Jeremiah, man, y'all better understand. People talking about pray for me. Some people you can't pray for. He told him, he said this. He ain't playing with y'all, man. Y'all better understand. He said, look, Jeremiah 6 and 13, he said, for from the least of them, even to the greatest of them, everyone is given to covetousness. And from the prophet even to the priest, everyone dealeth falsely. Well, I say, man, he ain't dealing righteously, man. Come on. Jeremiah 7 and 4. Trust ye not in lying words, since you dealing falsely, and y'all people trusted in lying words, man, because they ain't telling you the truth what this Bible is talking about. This our book, the Israelite book. Trust ye not in lying words, saying the temple of the Most High, the Catholic Church, the Jehovah's Witness Church, The temple of the Most High. Jehovah's Witness. Seventh-day Adventists. African Methodists. The temple of the Most High. Trust you not in lying words. Show me where their doctrine, when we came into the wilderness, when Moses came down from the mountain, we ran away from the mountain. We were so scared as Israelites that the Most High came down and gave us the Catholic Church doctrine. Because people be saying they the ones that's going to the kingdom. They the ones that's 144,000. They ain't even named 12 tribes. They just saying to you. That's what I say. They honor him with his lips, but their mind is far from him. Only way you know it was through this word, man. But they trust in lying words. So we say trust not in lying words, man. Saying the temple of the Most High, the temple of the Most High, the temple of the Most High, of the Most High are these. There's not. Verse 8, behold, ye trust in lying words that cannot profit. It's sad, but it's real, man. That's what the Most High said, Jeremiah 7:16. Listen, a lot of y'all think, okay, because y'all learn a little bit of something, the Most High rolling with you, say, hey, he told Jeremiah this, say, therefore pray not thou for this people. You hear that? He say, therefore pray not for this people. Talk about us. Get an attitude about that. All you got an attitude about us talking about other nations, get an attitude about this. Therefore pray not thou for this people, neither lift up cry, nor prayer for them, neither make intercession to me, for I will not hear thee. That's serious right there. Seest thou not what they do in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem? What we doing? The children gather wood and the fathers kindle the fire, and the women knead their dough to make cakes to the queen of heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto other gods, idols, man, that they may provoke me to anger. Come on, man. Y'all ain't praising the Most High. You ain't with the Most High, man. Y'all about whatever's happening. We gonna do it this way, then changed up the way what they do in baking cakes and all that stuff and doing the things that they do on another day, but you're still dealing with it to the queen of heaven. If you ain't really looking at canceling out everything of the world and praising the Most High, man, about showing myself outside. For real, man. That's real. They make cakes to the queen of heaven and to pour out drink offerings unto other gods, that they may provoke me to anger. Do they provoke me to anger? Said the Most High, do they not provoke themselves through the confusion of their own faces? Yeah, because they don't know who they are. I got 128 different identities of who we are. Confusing the face, man. Therefore, thus say the Most High Power, behold, mine anger and my fury shall be poured out upon this place, upon man, and upon beasts, and upon the trees of the field, and upon the fruit of the ground, and it shall burn, and shall not be quenched. You gotta understand, man. Verse 22, for I spake not unto your fathers, nor commanded them in the day that I brought them out of the land of Egypt, out of captivity, slavery, and bondage, concerning burnt offerings or sacrifices. He didn't talk to us about that. But this thing commanded I them, saying, obey my voice. Like he's saying right now, because we not burning no sacrificing, no animals and no turtle doves, pigeons, or flour, or nothing to the Most High. At this time, he said, obey my voice. That's what we got to do right now. And I will be your power. But if you ain't obeying his voice, you ain't doing what he say do, he ain't none of your power. How you the power? How salvation coming to everybody? They don't even want to follow the Most High. They don't want to do what he say do. Make that make sense, man. When we didn't do what he say do, he put us in captivity, slavery, and bondage under these wicked people, man, that hated us. He said, I'm gonna give you to your enemies, not your friends. That's what the scripture's saying. But this thing commanded I them when we came out of Egyptian captivity, saying, obey my voice. We obey his voice. We ain't got to sacrifice no animals or nothing. and I will be your power, and ye shall be my people, and walk ye in all the ways that I have commanded you, that it may be well with unto you. But they hearken not. We ain't listen to them. No, incline their ear, but walked in the counsels and in the imagination of their evil heart. Y'all get an attitude about this. Did y'all get an attitude when I talk about the scriptures talk about the other nations? What's happened to them? What's happened to us? Still happening to us. Walking in the counsels of their imagination of their evil heart. That's why Ecclesiastes 3:24 says what? But many are deceived by their own vain or worthless opinion, and an evil suspicion overthrown their judgment. Straight up. But they hearken, verse 24, but they hearken not unto, nor incline their ear, but walked in the counsels of and in the imagination of their evil heart, evil mind, and went backwards and not forward, since the day that your fathers came forth out of the land of Egypt until this day. You know what he's talking about. Why, it's written like that. I have even sent unto you all my servants, the prophets, daily rising up early and sending them. Yet they hearkened not unto me. Through the men that the Most High sent to bring the word to our people, yet they hearkened not unto me, which came through the men, which is his hand, nor inclined their ear, but hardened their neck. They did worse than their fathers. Man. Therefore thou shalt speak all these words unto them, but they will not hearken. They ain't gonna listen to thee. Thou shalt also call unto them, but they will not answer thee. But thou shalt say unto them, this is a nation that obeyeth not the voice of the Most High, their power, nor receiveth correction. That's one thing we have to learn, man. Y'all be corrected all the time on your jobs, or you got to go to this place, you got to do this, rules and regulations. But when it comes down being corrected by your brothers and your sisters that really care about you, that's why it says, but thou shalt say unto them, this is a nation that obeyeth not the voice of the Most High, their power, nor receiveth correction. Truth is Paris. The laws of the commandments are truth. We know the truth, right? We ain't sung it all day. Psalms 119, 142. That righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. You want to say? Truth is Paris. The law of the commandments is Paris. And it's cut off from their mouth. They ain't talking about nothing, man, except for whatever their worlds bring about. That's why he said, man, better understand, overstand, man, that we ain't listen, man. Yet they hearken not unto me. So that's Jeremiah. Go to Ezekiel. See what Ezekiel's, most I talking to Ezekiel, another prophet, right? Rising up early, sending the prophet. See what this prophet's saying. Ezekiel 2. We start at verse 2. And the Spirit entered into me. Spirit of the Most High entered into Ezekiel when he spake unto me and set me upon my feet. And I heard him that spake unto me. And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel. That's us, y'all. To a rebellious nation that has rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me. I mean, we broke the Most High's laws and commandments, even unto this very day. You hear this? He didn't write it like that for no reason. It's a reason. Because we are rebellious and rebellious against the Most High. Y'all got to know to put APTTMH. They're typed out 50-11 words that you gonna say, that you gotta say, that you gotta say from your mind when it comes to him, gonna put APTTMH. Meaning all praise to the Most High. Come on, you can't type that out. But you're gonna type out everything that's in your mind. But when it comes to him, he's just a bunch of initials. Initials. So what if you look at you as an initial? Whenever you pray to him, he don't know who you are because you're just an initial. When you pray to him, you just an initial. Just like you trying to put him as an initial. But they are impotent children. Hear that? Say we impotent children, man. Silly and stupid. Cold-blooded, man. I'm telling you. Hard-hearted, man. And stiff-necked. Stiff-hearted. I mean, stiff-necked. I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, thus say the Most High Power. And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear. That's why we gonna speak it. Whether they hear or they forbear. But they are a rebellious house. Yet shall they know. Yet shall know that there have been a prophet among them. And thou, son of man, look what he got to say to us. Be not afraid of them, because we wicked, man. And you know how we are against each other more so than anyone else. But it's changing now. Changing little by little. They better watch how they deal with us. Especially the young generation. They ain't playing, boy. They ain't the same. Like I say, they ain't the same people. They ain't coming back as the same people that y'all think y'all can just do whatever y'all want to do. No. Say, and thou, son of man, be not afraid of them. Neither be afraid of their look. Excuse me, their words. Though briars and thorns be with thee, and thou dost dwell among scorpions. Be not afraid of their words, she said. Don't be afraid of their words. They're going to be talking plenty crap to you. He's telling you. Nor be dismayed at their looks. There it is. I was going to get there eventually. They be looking at us all hard. You know, though they be a rebellious house, man. They got a lot of, you got to understand, these generations have poured out a lot of the things that we have been through. It's poured out to this young generation now. They ain't playing, man. They're going to be these people. Y'all ain't ready, though. Y'all think y'all ready. You ain't ready for this. That's why y'all better pay attention to what we teaching. So you have to deal with them. Tell you're going to, Jeremiah 16:16, you said, behold, I will send for many fishers. That's what we are now. Fishing the people, said the Most High. And they shall fish them. It's only a certain amount of time that we're going to be bringing this out. And after we finish fishing for those that he want to grab, or that 1/3 of the 12 tribes of Israel, and after will I send for many hunters. You better understand this. And they shall hunt them from every mountain, every kingdom, and from every hill, every small kingdom, and out of the holes of the rock. Knowing y'all gonna got your little, silos, y'all got your little lands and houses and living under the earth, deep down in the earth, he said. That's why he said, out of the holes of the rocks. Y'all got your little, cabins and your things that you live in, big enough to drive semi-trucks down underground. That's why I said the holes of the rocks. For mine eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face, neither is their iniquity hid from my eyes. And first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double. Like he gave us double. He's telling you, he's going to recompense their iniquity and their sin double. Why? Because they have defiled my land. They have filled mine inheritance with the carcasses of their detestable and abominable things. Kosher pig. Got it up on over there in Israel and so forth, man. Even here, man. Carcasses and their detestable and abominable things, man. For real. Understand this. Let me get one more on this. When he sent for them hunters, I ain't ready. That's why I say, man, scripture tell you how it's going to be. Joel, the 2nd chapter. Now, before we go there, let me go to Ezekiel 37. Ezekiel 37. He's the valley of the dry bones, right? Because we ain't been living. We just coming alive right now as we learning to follow the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments, and have faith in him while Mashiach was shy, man. So Jeremiah 37. And the hand of the Most High was upon me and carried me out in the spirit of the Most High and set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones. He caused me to pass by them round about. And behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. We have no spirit in us. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? Nothing but bones, man. And I answered, O Most High, thou knowest. Again he said unto me, prophesy unto these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Most High. Thus say the Most High power, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live. And I will lay sinews upon you. You're going to lay his laws, that commandments upon you, and we will bring up flesh upon you and cover you with skin, these dry bones, and put breath in you, and ye shall live, and ye shall know that I am the Most High. That's what he's done to us. So I prophesied as he commanded, as I was commanded. And as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, a shaking, and the bones came together, bone to his bone, coming together as the tribes and the families coming together. And when I beheld, lo, the sinews of the flesh came up upon them. It started to be developing as a baby is born in the womb. Only these are dry bones already outside the womb. They're already laid down there dry, starting to be created. And the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them. We didn't have a breath of life in us. Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind. Prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus say the Most High power, come from the four winds, come from the four corners of the earth, because we in the four corners of the earth, O breath, and breathe upon these slain, that they may live. But understand, the Most High gonna do this. That's why I look at 2nd Ezra 8. You understand 22. Whose service is conversant in wind. You hear that? The service of the Most High is conversant. You have a conversation in wind and fire, whose word is true and saying constant, whose commandment is strong and ordinance is fearful. So he's speaking through his wind, through this wind, which is the breath of life that comes from the Most High. He's speaking if you come have a conversation in wind. That's why I say, so prophesy. So I prophesy, verse 10, as he commanded me. Read verse 9 again. Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, Ezekiel, and say to the wind, remember the Most High is conversing in wind. You have a conversation in wind. Thus said the Most High power, come from the four winds, come from the four corners of the earth, because we are scattered in the four corners of the earth. O breath, and breathe upon these slain, that they may live. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood upon their feet. What stood upon their feet? An exceeding great army. You hear that? An exceeding great army. Straight up. Then said he unto me, son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel, the whole family of the Israelites. Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. Behold, they say, our bones are dried, and our hope is lost. We are cut off from our parts. Therefore prophesy and say unto them, thus say the Most High power, behold, O my people, the whole house of Israel, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you into the land of Israel. And ye shall know that I am the Most High when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves, and shall put my spirit in you, and ye shall live, and I shall place you in your own land, as we done read all night long on this lesson. Then shall you know that I, the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, have spoken it and performed it, and said the Most High, the word of the Most High came unto me again, saying, moreover, son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah, that's the southern tribes, and for the children of Israel, his companions, the northern tribes. Then take another, that's part of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, which represent the northern tribe. You got Judah, Benjamin, Levi for the southern tribes. That's called Judah. And you got Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar for Ephraim, which represents the northern tribes, which is Joseph. Because Joseph had Ephraim and Manasseh, but the Most High chose Ephraim as the head tribe of the northern tribes for all the house of Israel, his companions, and join them one to another, this one stick into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, wilt thou not show us what thou meanest by these? Say unto them, thus say the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim. Then you know the Ephraim, that's the northern tribes, and the tribes of Israel, his fellows, all the tribes that go with Ephraim, and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, because we divided as a nation. Southern kingdom and the northern kingdom. He gonna make us one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand. And the sticks thereof, whereof thou writest, shall be in thine hand before their eyes, man. For real, for real. Now, and he said, and say unto them, thus said the Most High power, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, which were scattered. That's why you got to go through the four winds. We scattered among all these nations in the four corners of the earth, whither they are be gone, and will gather them on every side and bring them into their own land. What the Most High going to do? And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, the kingdoms of Israel. And one king shall be king to them all, and they shall be no more two nations, you see. Neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms any more at all. Neither shall they defile themselves any more with their idols, nor with their detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions, no sins. But I will save them out of all their dwelling places, wherein they have sinned, and will cleanse them. So shall they be my people, and I will be their power. Kind. Now, let's go to, because he always, like I said, you see, he bringing Israel together as one stick, northern tribe, southern tribe. Now he's telling us in Joel 2. Let's go to Joel 2. It says, blow you the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain, that all the inhabitants of the land tremble. For the day of the Most High, while Mashiach cometh, for it is nigh at hand. It's near at hand, y'all. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and a strong. He just put the two kingdoms together, southern kingdom and northern kingdom, to make them one stick, right? A great people and a strong. There have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. This is what it say, a fire devours before them, and behind them a flame burning. Once that fire go in front of us, we go past that fire, behind us gonna be the flame. It said the land is as the Garden of Eden before them. That's where we going. The land of the kingdom gonna be like the Garden of Eden before us. And behind them a desolate wilderness. For whatever we gonna destroy that's behind us, as the Israelites, gonna be a desolate wilderness. Yeah, and nothing shall escape them. You hear that? Ain't nothing gonna escape them. It says the appearance of them is as appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Say, like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. That's right, man. All 12 tribes in battle array, man. It said, before their face, the people shall be much pain. All faces shall gather black. Oh, I got some, I'm an Israelite. I got black in my family. Oh, yeah. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. You hear this? And they shall march everyone on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. Gonna know how to march, y'all. Better understand this. and shall not break their ranks. We ain't starting from the left, we start from the right. You're right, you're right, you're right, live right. Okay, anyway. Neither shall one trust another. Neither shall one trust another. I mean, we're going to be in unity, boy. They shall walk everyone in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. Oh, that's spiritual power right there. That's spiritual power right there. Neither shall there one trust another. Ain't nobody gonna be killing each other. Ain't gonna be nothing that we're gonna have a problem with each other. They shall walk everyone in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They teaching this up at the church? No, because they don't read the prophets. Remember, you ain't under the law and the prophets. Come on, man. They shall say, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. That's spiritual power. They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. The earth shall quake before them. Hear that? Tell me that ain't spiritual power. Say the earth gonna quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be darkened with all the destruction that's be going on. Y'all, we read that in Wisdom of Solomon 5-20 down, y'all. And the stars, these celebrities are people that's in charge shall withdraw their shining. And the stars here is talking about the stars in the sky because there's gonna be so much soot and destruction in the air. And the Most High shall utter his voice before his army. We just read about it in Ezekiel 37 chapter. He's gonna utter his voice before his army. Mashiach Yahushua to the power of the Most High. Everything with the Most High. Mashiach Yahushua is the one that's coming to judge and make water. But his camp is very great. You hear that? His camp, y'all hear that? Ain't no camp. His camp is very great. This ain't when this happened. When this happened. Scholars, when this happened. So his camp is very great. When did this happen? Well, he is strong that executes his word. For the day of the Most High, while Mashiach Yahushua is great and very terrible. And who can abide it? I don't understand, y'all. That's why he said, look. Jeremiah 51:20. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations. And with thee will I destroy kingdoms. And with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider. And with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. With thee also will I break in pieces man and woman. And with thee will I break in pieces old and young. And with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid. I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd, these preachers, these ministers, and his flock. You hear that flock that's following these false preachers? And with thee will I break in pieces the husbandmen, even the farmers, and his yoke of iron. And with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers. And I will render unto Babylon, America, and to all the inhabitants of the Chaldeans, all their evil that they have done in Zion, in your sight, said the Most High. Most High is against this place, man. He said, behold, I'm against the old destroying, mountain destroying kingdom that is like hell. Everywhere they go is destruction. Said the Most High, which is destroyer all the earth. Who is this? The destroyer of all the earth. And I will stretch out mine hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks. Who lives in the mountains? I'm going to roll thee down from the rocks and will make thee a burnt mountain. Come on, man. That's the Most High. That's judgment right there. That's why he said in verse 30, Jeremiah 51:30, the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds. Their might have failed. They became as women, scared like women. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars, her protection, her security are broken. One post shall run to meet another, and one messenger to meet another, to show the king of Babylon that his city is taken at one end. The city is taken on the west coast or the east coast, whichever one. But thus said the Most High Power of hosts, Most High Power of army of angels, the power of Israel. The daughter of Babylon is like a threshing floor. It is time to thresh her yet a little while, and the time of her harvest shall come. Look, come on, the daughter of Babylon. Who is that? Y'all think the Most High playing? Y'all better understand. Psalm 137, 7 to 9. Remember, Psalm 137, 7 to 9, it said the daughter of Babylon, right? Remember, O Most High, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. Talking about when we went into Babylonian captivity, the start of our 70 years being under King Nebuchadnezzar, the daughter of Babylon. O daughter of Babylon, who was that? Remember, verse 7, remember, O Most High, the children of Edom. Who are they? O daughter of Babylon, we just read about. And what did they do? That's what David said, remember, O Most High, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, he prophesying, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. What did they do? First Ezra 4:45. What they did? First Ezra 4:45. It says, thou also hast vowed to build up the temple which the Edomites burned when Judea was made desolate by the Chaldees. When we went into captivity under King Nebuchadnezzar, or the Chaldees, or the Cushites, or the Ethiopians, or the Babylonians, the original Babylonians. But America is Babylon the Great. And like you're saying here, Psalms 137 and 7, remember, O Most High, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. What did they do? They burnt down our temple. You got to understand this. That's why nobody can convince me that it's not a diabolical plan to have us not follow the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments. That's why people are saying we're not under the laws, but we under grace, right? Because they're keeping you from the Most High. That's their whole diabolical plan. That's why would they burn down our temple? Why would they burn down a place that we worship the Most High in? Why would they burn down a place where we can forgive, our sins could be forgiven us by sacrificing animals and so forth, and turtle doves and pigeons and even to flour, oxen and so forth, sheep and goats? Why would they burn down our temple that we go in and worship the Most High? Why would they do that? And you have our people, man, that's why I say, hey, they're rebellious people, man. That's why I have no remorse for people that don't want to hear, don't want to deal with. I already went through my sadness and going through all that with our people, man. Shoot. I done been straight up. But most I said, hey, don't even bring no prayer to me for them. I ain't gonna hear you. Look what he said. Remember, O Most High, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. Look, what they do. We got the Feast of Dedication. What happened? They destroyed our temple. Before that, we can read right here, that's the Babylonian kingdom. They destroyed our temple. Who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. Burnt down our temple. Babylonian Empire. Then the Greeks came into power. But they destroyed our temple. Defiled it. But see, our people don't know nothing about history. They don't know about our story. They know about his story. They know about talking about they believe in the Most High. They believe, no, I don't even say the Most High. They believe in their Jesus, whoever that is, probably him. Our people have a problem with having horns on his head up. That right there, that really bothers them, boy. They go crazy on that. Have no power though. Come on, our power is a brother, man. He said, "Oh, remember, oh, Most High, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon." See, that's who they are, the daughter of Babylon. Babylon the Great now. Virgin daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed, like we just read. You see that? When you read it in Psalms, when you see it said, to who ought to be destroyed. Happy shall it be that rewarded thee as thou hast rewarded, have served us. Happy shall it be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. That's what happened to us. That happened to us. And see, we don't know nothing about it because we don't know about this Bible. We don't know enough about this Bible. Yeah, ask us in a minute, prove it. Well, you prove that it didn't happen. Show that it didn't happen. I'll give you one, Hosea 13:16. Samaria, that's the northern tribes of Israel. And we just read about how the Most going to put the northern and the southern tribes together. Samaria shall become desolate, but ye have rebelled against the Most High, her power. They shall fall by the sword. Listen, their infants shall be dashed in pieces. Their infants shall be dashed in pieces, and their women with child shall be ripped up. And tell me that didn't happen in slavery. They had all the women lying in a circle and chose one and turned her upside down and cut her stomach open and took the baby fell out when it was pregnant, and they stumped the baby to death in front of all the women. What do you think that did for the women and the child that was inside that mother's womb? It brought fear tactics into her, man. Nahum 3:10. Bible is real, for real, for real. But see, make it mean something different. Nahum 3:10. Yet was she carried away, she went into captivity. Her young children also were dashed in pieces at the top of all the streets, and they cast lots for her honorable men, and all her great men were bound in chains, slavery. Come on, talk to me. Make it mean something different. Zechariah, that's us. That happened to us. And that's what happened to our women. I got pictures to prove it from a book called The Destruction of the West Indies by Bartholomew de las Casas, man. Zechariah 2:6 and 7. Ho, ho, come forth. Zechariah 2:6. And flee from the land of the north, said the Most High, for I have spread you abroad as the four winds of the heavens, said the Most High. Deliver thyself, O Zion, from who? That dwelleth with the daughter of Babylon. That's what we dwelling with, the daughter of Babylon, who was who? Back to Psalms 137, 7 and 8. Remember, O Most High, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it even to the foundation thereof. Who was Edom? The daughter of Babylon. O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed. Happy shall it be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. Straight up. Get some love out of that. Most I don't love everybody. Well, that's how I read Romans 9:13 said, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. So what shall we say then? What you guys say now? They're unrighteous with the Most High. Most High forbid. You got to recognize you. Same way y'all feel right now about what he said about them, feel the same way about us. When you read about how he did us and how he gonna do us. How you feel about what's coming, Jacob's trouble and so forth, man. That's why we got to really be ready, man. Too late to get ready. You got to be ready. 2 Maccabees 4:15. Second Maccabees 4:15. This our people, man. Not studying by the honors of their fathers, but liking the glory of the Grecians best of all, man. That's us, man. They like the glory of this kingdom that we in right now, best of all. When they supposed to be learning from us, coming back to the way we have been taught to keep the laws, such commandments of the Most High. By reason whereof sore calamity came upon them. You hear that? You hear all these symbols out there? By reason whereof sore calamities came upon them. But they had them to be their enemies and avengers. The same ones you love to be like, they say, we had them to be our enemies and avengers, whose custom they follow so earnestly. Remember, if you go back in this, when I started this lesson, you see that the Most High told us in Jeremiah 10:2, learn not the way of the heathen. But we learn the way of the heathen. They tell you that in Psalms 106:35, which is a trap to us. You see what we did? For they had them to be their enemies and avengers, whose custom they follow so earnestly, and unto whom they desire to be like in all things. See that? They're supposed to be like us. They're supposed to learn our ways. Now we learn their ways. Listen, for it is not a light thing to do wickedly against the laws of the Most High. You hear that? Ain't a light thing. Like y'all taught. That's why he say he gonna get you that are up in these churches. He say gonna get the shepherd and his flock. You hear what he say? For this is not a light thing to the Most High and the Mashiach and the angels to do wickedly against the laws of the Most High. But the time following shall declare these things, man. Y'all better understand. That's why he said, look. Oh, yeah. Ezekiel 9:4. Ezekiel 9:4. And the Most High said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, wherever we are as the Israelites, and set a mark upon the foreheads. That's the minds of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. There's only certain ones of us that are men that are sighing and crying for all the filthy, wicked acts, man, all the sins that's being done in the midst of our nation that really, really care about our people breaking the laws and the commandments of the Most High. He said, and to the others, he said, in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city, just us. We the Israelites, he said, and smite, he said, and kill. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. He said, slay utterly old and young. This is we're going to be killed. He said, kill utterly old and young of our people, both maids and little children, wicked little children and wicked little maids, man, and women going to be put to death. He said, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark. This truth, man, and learn it, live it, and apply it in their life. And begin at my sanctuary. What do you say? Then they began at the ancient men, which were before the house. They don't live a long time, man. Got a lot of sins that they done. So I start with them. And then go on down to the maids, the young, the old and the young, the maids and the little children and women. Kill them all, he said. That ain't happened. It's gonna happen, y'all. That's why we're here to warn you. You got to take your time, man, and come out of that before it's too late. Now, Micah 4. Micah 4. I like to start with verse 10. Micah 4:10. Be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion. So who is Zion? O daughter of Zion, right? Just define Zion. Isaiah 51:16. Isaiah 51:16. And I have put my words in thy mouth, and I have covered thee in the shadow of mine hand, that I may plant the heavens and lay the foundation of the earth, and say unto Zion, thou art my people. You see? So who's my people? 2 Samuel 7 and 10. Moreover, 2 Samuel 7 and 10 defines my people. Moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Israel. See? And will plant them, that I is the Most High, that they may dwell in a place of their own, and move no more, and move no more. Neither shall the children of wickedness afflict them anymore as before time. So all you wicked nations that had us in captivity, slavery, and bondage, he said, you ain't afflicting us no more as before time, as you have before we go into the kingdom. Now that we know that Zion represents my people, and my people represents the 12 tribes of Israel, now when we go back to Micah 4 and 10, be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion, O daughter of the 12 tribes of Israel, like a woman in travail, like a woman having contractions, having a baby. But now shalt thou go forth out of the city. So we're going to go forth out of the city, whatever city we in, and thou shalt dwell in the field, and thou shalt go even to Babylon, which represent America. There shall thou be delivered. There the most high power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemies. Now you know Deuteronomy 28:8 says what? The Most High gonna send thee into Egypt with me, captivity, slavery, and bondage again another time with ships. By the way that the Most High spake to us, thou shalt see it no more again. And there, when you go on these ships, you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Nobody gonna redeem us from the condition that we put ourselves in for not following the commandments of the Most High, for not following the laws of the Most High, the same laws and commandments that you taught you not under, and you are Israelite. That's why I say, man, he can redeem us from the hand of our enemies. Now also, many nations are gathered against thee that say, let her be defiled, and let our eyes look upon Zion. Let us look upon the children of Israel. But they know not the thoughts of the Most High. They don't. They don't know the thoughts of the Most High. Neither understand they his counsel that I'm bringing forth, that we bring forth as the Israelites. But they shall gather them as the sheaves into the floor. That's why I tell you in Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 7, when salvation coming on this earth for the Israelites, man, and those that rendered of the nations that's going to be put in their place, man, as we just read in Isaiah 14, 1, 2, 3. Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 7 says what? This was salvation. Verse 2 said, when they see it, a righteous man standing in great boldness in the face of such an afflicted them and made no account of their labor, say, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. You hear that? It says salvation, right? His salvation. That's the children of Israel's salvation. So far beyond all they look for, right? Verse 7, what they're going to say? Concerning what we just read in Micah 4 and 12. What they're going to say? We rid ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. That's all y'all see it. Wickedness and destruction. Yeah, turn your news on today. You're going to see wickedness and destruction. Turn the social media on. That's all you see. Wickedness and destruction. Yeah, we've gone through deserts where there lay no way. And Mashiach say, I'm the way. But as for the way of the Most High, the Mashiach Yahushua, we have not known it. Straight up. That's when salvation come on the earth. They're going to say, we have not known the way of the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushua. Micah 4 and 12. But they knew not. But they know not the thoughts of the Most High. That's why it says, as for the way of the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushua, we have not known it. That's the future. Here it's telling you in Micah 4 and 12, but they know not the thoughts of the Most High. See? They don't know the ways of the Most High. Neither understand they his counsel. This is counsel that you're getting right now. For he shall gather them as the sheaves of the floor. Arise and thrust, O daughter of Zion, for I will make thine horn iron, and I will make thy hoofs brass, and thou shalt beat in pieces many people, and I will consecrate their gain unto the Most High, and their substance unto the Most High power of the whole earth. That's what I say, man. Michael 5:15, he said, I will execute vengeance in anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard. They ain't heard, no matter what we bring up. They ain't heard. What he said, I will execute vengeance in anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard. So y'all got an attitude about that? Get an attitude about Ezekiel 9:4 down that I just read. That's to our people. And you see the difference. You'll see the difference in how people react to the truth. For real, for real. Get that same attitude, them, as you have when you hear about the judgment of the heathen. Then you'll find out whether you loved or not. Especially you Sambo, you need to hear it. Stay and listen. Hopefully you'll change. This for everybody, really. Revelation 9:10-11. I mean, you can see I'm giving you a balance. This ain't just one-sided. This is a balance, straight up. Revelation 9:10-11. This is Mashiach Yahushua coming to judge and make war. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat upon it was called Faithful and True. This is a Mashiach Yahushua. And in righteousness, according to the laws and the commandments of the Most High, he does judge and make war. So what do you think you're going to be at? And you taught you ain't got to keep his laws and commandments. What do you think you're going to be at? In righteousness, according to the laws and the commandments of the Most High, he does judge and make war. You think you're going to be in the kingdom? He coming to judge and make war in righteousness according to the laws and the commandments of the Most High, according to Deuteronomy 6:25 and Psalms 119, 172. His eyes was a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. He taking everybody's crown from them, of all kingdoms. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood. That's from war. Judge and make war. They tell you blood gonna be on there when you read Isaiah 63:1. And they tell you about this when you look up Edom. Edom in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. I ain't write this. I know you ain't wrote it. But we're going to read what they say. Say Edom. It say Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as a scene of great future judgments. That's what he talk about here. And see notably Isaiah 34:5-6. We went over that previously in the previous lesson. It also give us Isaiah 63:1. You can read Isaiah 63:1 down. You're going to see whose blood is on them. This is going to be the Edomites. They're the ones who consume part of the earth. It says she is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from the Most High. That's what it says right here. I ain't write it. It's right there. See that? From the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. That's why this judgment is here. He was clothed with a vesture. Revelation 19:13, he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of the Most High. He the Word of the Most High. Most High have a voice. From a voice come what? Words. He the Word of the Most High. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, pure righteous power. Like horsepower, pure righteous power. Clothed in fine linen. It ain't no butt-naked angels. Clothed in fine linen, y'all, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword. Hear that? Out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword. What are you going to do with this sharp sword out of his mouth? That with it, he should smite, that means kill the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. and he treaded the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of Almighty Most High. That's what it says. Is your church teaching this? 2 Thessalonians 2:8. Your church teaching this? 2 Thessalonians 2:8. It's the truth. Second Thessalonians 2:8. And then shall that wicked be revealed. We know Job 9:24 says the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He who is wicked cover the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Most High shall consume, and the Mashiach of Shai shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Now, Second Ezra, which I'll say is not canon, it's not legit. Second Ezra 13 says what? Second Ezra 13. And let's start at verse 4. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, just coming out of his mouth, y'all, all they burned that heard his voice. Like as the earth filleth when it filleth the flame, the fire. As the earth filleth when it filleth the fire. Remember, out of his mouth. Remember what it said in 2 Thessalonians 2:8? And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Most High shall consume, or Mashiach of Shai shall consume through the power of the Most High, with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. 2 Ezra 13:4. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth filleth when it filleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together, once all them been burned up, that heard his voice. And after this, as he burned all them up, I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men, out of number, from the four winds of the heavens, to subdue the man that came out of the sea. That's all the armies, the navies, the marines, the air forces of all these nations. You would say from the four corners of the earth, don't come together to fight a Mashiach Yahushua. But I beheld, and lo, he had graven himself a great mountain, and flew up upon it. But I would have seen the reason or place where the hill was graven, and I could not, because it wasn't a mountain. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid. They're going to be afraid. And yet does fight, because they're in the orders to fight. They're going to be afraid, but they're going to fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire and the flaming breath and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up, every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. Said, when I saw this, I was afraid. Come on, y'all. Come on, Isaiah 34. Isaiah 34. Isaiah 34. It's prophecy in verse 2. For the indignation of the Most High is upon all nations, and his fury is upon all their armies that we just read about. Talking about the Apocrypha is not legit. He have utterly destroyed them. He have delivered them to the slaughter. Verse 8. For it is a day of the Most High, while Mashiach Yahushai's vengeance, and the year of his recompense for the controversy of Zion, of his 12 tribes of Israel, man. That's what's going down. Yeah, my favorite. One of them, Second Ezra 13, because it's showing a Mashiach that was shot in the Old Testament. You can't deny this. Second Ezra 13 and 37. And this my son. This ain't the Most High. The Most High is saying, my son. What's he going to do with that? If he's supposed to be the Most High. And this my son, he said. To the angel Uriel, rapping with Ezra. And this my son shall rebuke the wicked invention of those nations. All the ordinances that war, weapons of war and so forth, which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest, to the fire, and shall lay before them their evil thoughts and the torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame. And he shall destroy them without labor. How? By the law. You hear that, preachers? Almighty shall come into this earth to judge and make war, and you're going to destroy them without labor by the law, the same law that y'all teaching people that we not under. Shame on you. Which is like unto fire. You see? And he goes on to say that mountain that they saw was the 9.5 tribes that were carried away with Salmanezar. But I'm not going to read that due to time constraint. But you see, that's prophecy. That's what's going to happen. That's why the Most High told us as the Israelites, Revelation 18 and 4, knowing that all these things are going to happen. Revelation 18 and 4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. See, a lot of y'all caught up in America's way, man, this way. And y'all part of their sins, man, or you into your own way. When Most High said, hey, I'm telling y'all what, y'all better not be having no problems with people, man. Because you think a lot of y'all think, oh, I just have to forgiveness for my sins. No. Y'all better understand, man. It's real serious. When you think about it, he tell you this in Mark 11, 25, 26, he said, but when you stand praying, forgive if you have ought against any. You can't be praying to the Most High. You sit up here with attitude against someone. You said, when you stand praying, forgive if you have ought against any, that your Father also, which is in heaven, may forgive you your trespasses. See, I've learned throughout the years, it might not be easy for some of you just, reading out in the spirit to be able to understand how we have to be. But you got to forgive, man. You have ought against any, that the Most High can forgive your trespasses. You have to forgiveness of your sins, the things, hopefully, things you done wrong. You thought wrong or you ate wrong. You know what I mean? Come on. You got to all the time be asking for forgiveness. And when you stand praying, forgive if you have ought against any, that your Father also, which is in heaven, may forgive you your trespasses. But if it's a condition, you do not forgive, neither will your Father, which is in heaven, forgive your trespasses. I mean, they're going to be right there on the slate. Like I said, Hebrews 10:31 says it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of living power. That's why I say you got to look at this, man. A lot of y'all got attitudes against this camp, this brother, this sister, that sister, whatever, man. Y'all even know each other. Walk around here. Even if you do, you gotta let it go. That's why I said Ecclesiastes 2 and 1. My son, when thou come to serve the Most High, prepare thy soul for temptation. Prepare your soul for the devil. That's what you're dealing with, the devil. When you don't follow what he say, hey, Most High say he ain't gonna forgive your trespasses. He gonna bring the devil to you. Trust and believe this. You ain't following this spiritually. Say, hey, my son, if you come to serve the Most High, prepare thy soul for temptation. Who the tempter? Prepare your soul for the devil. You say, set thy heart right, set your mind right, and constantly endure. He that endure to the end, the same shall be saved. Say, constantly endure. Said constantly endure. And make not haste. Don't run in time of trouble. A lot of people run. They ran and now they jacked up. Their minds is twisted. Smart, intelligent people. Now they just flipped out, man. Because the spirit wasn't in them. They ain't look at this and really take it to heart. They ran in time of trouble, man. Cleave unto him, telling you what to do. Cleave unto the Most High. And depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. But you're going to be decreased. Think it ain't real? You read the Bible frontwards and backwards, you say you're going to be decreased at your last end. And you cleaving to him if you still got, because that's what people are doing. I mean, I read all of it. I don't feel nothing. All the things that I read going to happen to us, going to happen to them, this person, this nation, that, whatever. I'm not feeling that. I've had to learn to do that. That's spiritual. That's why listen what he's saying. Cleave unto him. I cleave to the Most High. Praise the Most High. And depart not away from the Most High, that thou mayest be increased at thy last sin and not decrease at thy last sin. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. And be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. Gotta have patience, man. A lot of people don't have patience. That's why I say for gold is tried in the furnace. In the fire. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity, and you women too. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way of right and trust in him. That trust is that faith in him. While Mashiach said, Mark 11:22, have faith. He said, and Mashiach said, answering and said unto him, them have faith in the Most High, man. That's what we got to do. And we're going to make it. Most High Ratazawan, Most High will. If we worthy, not, then we have to deal with the judgment. But what it is, man. And with that, give a like if you can. I should have asked earlier when there was more people in here. Bing, they done left. Bing, bing, they out of here. But it's late back east, I know. So I'm going to say Krum Most High, Krum Mashiach Yahushua, my big brother, and Krum Yasharala. I'm out. Shalom. Join me tomorrow. We have Shield of Wisdom at 1:30 p.m. Pacific time. Wow, somebody called me retarded? Dang. Somebody said, oh, you got to be kidding me. I bet you neither one of them know the Bible. Join tomorrow at 1:30 Pacific time, 2:30 Mountain time, 3:30 Central time, and 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. With that, shalom.